good afternoon, and good evening. I don't know what time it is as you're watching this podcast, but I welcome you to the first Team Give and Go mini podcast of 2024. I called it a mini podcast because we're going to spend some time giving you bite-sized pieces of information that are highly useful and relevant and that will help you navigate through youth soccer and the recruiting process. This podcast series is mainly for parents and student athletes who are looking to take their soccer play to the collegiate level. Now, we're not experts. We are simply dedicated parents who have navigated through this process. We have spent a great amount of time on the soccer field, talking to coaches, talking to other players, talking to recent recruits, and talking to other parents. And we want to share what we've learned with you to hopefully make this process less stressful for you. So what is the topic that we're going to cover today? Weighing your college options. Believe it or not, this can be a very highly stressful time, right? There's a lot of colleges to choose from, and your child is going to have so many thoughts and ideas about where they want to be and where they want to play, and it always doesn't work out the way that we intend. So we have to be able to navigate this process with a clear mind and with good information and good resources, and that's what we're here to provide. So I have a top 10 list that I want to share with you. The first one, what does you and your student athlete value? What is important to you? Look at the colleges that represents the values that you believe in. Look at the cultures that you want to be a part of. That is the foundation for your consideration set as you move forward throughout this process. Number two, what part of the country do you want to be in? Location matters. If your student is interested in being in a warm climate or maybe prefer to play in cold, if you want to have an ocean view or a mountain view or desert land, look at the geographic locations of these schools and determine where is it that your student would be best suited for. What schools are offering you the type of financial aid and financial support? If you're like me, you've spent a great amount of time funding, right? The soccer trips and the uniforms and all of the extra travel and the club fees and referee fees that by the time our kids get to college, we have nothing left, right? Our kids deserve to be valued and valued with financial support. So if finances are important to you, look at the schools that are offering the biggest financial support that would take less burden off of you. Next, do you like the coach's style of play? If your student athlete is interested in a school, I recommend paying attention and watching the games of that school. What is the coach's demeanor when they're winning versus when they're losing? How does the coach interact with the other assistants? How does the coach motivate and inspire the players? What if they're down and need to come back in the game? What is the coach giving them or delivering to them that inspires them to go out and perform at their best? Right? Pay attention to the coach's style, and you have to determine, is that style and that culture and that team environment the right fit for you? What is the demographic makeup of the school and the team? If this is an important factor for you, consider what is the percentage of diverse representation on the school and on the team. Do you want to play at just your top D1, or are you interested in D2 or D3 or even an HBCU? So your demographic values matters, and you must pay attention to that as you begin to narrow down your college options. Next, will your kid even get playing time, right? A lot of our kids always, initially they say they want to be at the top schools. And of course, the top schools are getting all the top athletes, and it's highly competitive. And there is nothing wrong with wanting the best and wanting to play for the best and putting yourself in a highly competitive value. But what's important is making sure that whatever choice your kid decides, that they can contribute to that team and to that university, both academically and athletically. No one wants to spend their time playing youth sports to only go to school and sit on the bench. So playing time matters. And then what does the success of the team looks like? If your student is used to being on a winning team, right, as they begin their college search, are they looking for a team that also has a winning record? Are they okay with joining a program that's in rebuilding mode, or maybe just maintaining? Right? Maybe that's just middle of the road and that is perfectly fine for them. So understanding what your child values in regards to the current success of the team and what the team could be once your child is there matters as part of the consideration set. And then also, where does your child fall on the coach's recruitment list? Right? I talked a little bit earlier about wanting to go to the top schools that are able to get all of the top recruits. Is your child recruit number 28 out of 30 recruits? Or is your child number 5 out of 5? Right? Where your child falls into the recruitment makes a difference, because that will tell you how engaged the coaches are with you, how much they value your student athlete, and how valuable they see you as contributing to the team. So those were just my top 10. I'm sure there are many more that I didn't touch on. If you have any, please drop them in the comments. Knowledge is power. Let's share this information with each other, and to make sure that we are putting ourselves and our student athletes in a place to be successful. Until next time.
This podcast was brought to you by Pitch Black Apparel. Make sure you show your support for diversity on and off the pitch by wearing the gear that says it all. Proceeds from each sale goes to help a family and player pay to play.